Hi, we are Group C. In our project, we worked on improving the human activity recognition process that uses wearable sensors. This task is extremely challenging owing to the complexity and diversity of human activities. Our objective includes create a generalized classifier to predict user activity, identify the best sensor location and optimize the number of sensors required, and detect change points of user physical activity. The HR data consisted of approximately 8 hours of accelerometer data for 4 individuals that was generated by placing 4 accelerometers on different body parts. The readings were taken over a time window of 150 milliseconds. The activity of each participant is categorized into 5 classes: standing, sitting, walking, sitting down, and standing up. The task of human activity recognition begins with the data collection, followed by data cleaning and data pre-processing. However, the pre-processed data still doesn't capture the temporal nature of the task. Hence, data segmentation and feature extraction was performed to enhance the representative power of the data. Finally, using classification algorithm, a reliable prediction model can be created. So what are the risks? Insufficient data is one of our key risks, as readings were available only for 4 subjects, thus not generalized for a wider set of audience. To mitigate this risk, we only used the user-independent features. Intra-class variability was another risk, as we had some activities different based on user and user emotions. Thus, we decided to use only person-independent features. Similarity between classes made us increase focus on feature extraction to consider attributes which capture the maximum variance in the data. Also, the data points do not capture the temporal nature of the human activity, which we have further discussed in our analysis. We carried our basic analysis of raw data. We found that the class tables aren't uniformly distributed. Furthermore, we plotted the time series for each of the accelerometer attributes. The graph clearly shows there is a distinct pattern in the accelerometer readings as the activity varies. We tested the performance of raw data using several baseline classifiers, which resulted in naive Bayes being the best classifier, closely followed by random forest. We performed 4-way cross-validation wherein each user acted as a test subject for one round. As shown in the next figure, when tested only with accelerometer features, the accuracy of the model increased. Feature engineering consists of 3 main parts: feature generation, segmentation, and feature extraction. In the upcoming slides, we talk about feature generation using 3 formulas and then segmentation using 2 different window types: overlapping and non-overlapping. We derive new features such as pitch, roll, and normal value for each of the accelerometer from the existing dataset. To help us capture the temporal variation between the data points, we consider sliding windows of various sizes to aggregate the data points within the time window. We found that the accuracy of prediction for non-overlapping window is higher, however the confidence interval is also wide. We then incorporated overlapping windows to ensure that the transformation of time is maintained and the data points are not independent of each other. We then tested the new dataset against naive Bayes and random forest. Clearly, random forest performed well, and we have used random forest for all our subsequent analysis. As shown, window size of 14 gave us the best results. In both the cases, we found the peak to be around window size of 13 to 14, that is 1.95 seconds to 2.10 seconds. Also, some sensors may produce redundant data, hence we carried out tests on the exhaustive combination of sensors. Sensor 1, the accelerometer placed on base, gave the best result. Also, the best combination sensor location would be 1 and 3, that is on waist and right arm. We then carried out backward feature elimination to find best features. The accuracy peaked at feature subset of size 11. We double-checked the same using PCA and ended up getting similar results, and we chose to go with backward elimination process since it's more intuitive. The graphs compare the variable importance between raw data and data with added feature. It is clear that the variation in importance is reduced since all the retained features are relevant, as opposed to our initial analysis where only few features from raw data were useful. Change point means some shift in the class has occurred whenever there is a significant change in the values of your temporal data point and you try to precisely identify that point. To detect this point, we constructed QSUM charts by using inbuilt R function QSUM. The change points are represented by the shifts in the QSUM charts. The QSUM chart was initially constructed with the raw data which showed false changes even when there was no change in activity. The test was performed again including the newly added features such as pitch, roll, and normal values for sensor 1 and 3. As we could see, the QSUM chart take a sudden turn in direction and magnitude for the activities standing and standing up and walking. Thus, we could precisely identify these activities. To summarize, placing sensor in the waist would yield the best result. It could be complemented by placing another sensor in the right arm. We recommend using the derived new features that will help us better predict the activity. We also recommend using random forest classification to build prediction model. Our change point analysis suggests that we could identify the activity standing up and walking with highest certainty. Thank you.